Hi, everybody. I'm Mrs. Korn, and I taught first grade at Washington School for a long time, and then I retired a few years ago, and now I just love to get to sub and work with the boys and girls at school, and I've really missed getting to see you all this last week, and if I've been in your classroom, you know that I love to read, so I wanted to share one of my favorite books with you. I talked to my grandkids, and this is the one that they chose to hear. So this is Sarah, and she's in Mrs. Kiger's first grade class, and this is one of her favorite books too. So we're going to share this with you and hope that you enjoy it too. This is Purple, Green, and Yellow, and it's written by Robert Munsch. He's one of my favorite authors, and this little girl has been doing some coloring with some markers, and maybe some of you have been doing some art this week as well. So hopefully you haven't gotten into as much trouble as she has. Have you, Sarah? Okay. Purple, Green, and Yellow. Bridget went to her mother and said, "I need some coloring markers. All my friends have coloring markers. They draw wonderful pictures, Mommy. I need some coloring markers." "Oh no," said her mother. "I've heard about those coloring markers. Kids draw on walls. They draw on the floor. They draw on themselves. You can't have any coloring markers." "Wow," said Bridget, "there are these new coloring markers. They wash off with just water. I can't get into any trouble with coloring markers that wash off. Get me some of those, please." Well, all right. So her mother went out and got Bridget 500 washable coloring markers. Bridget went up to her room and drew wonderful pictures. She drew lemons that were yellower than lemons, and roses that were redder than roses, and oranges that were, well, oranger than oranges. She worked hard, didn't she? Her mother was amazed. She said, "Wow, my kid is an artist." But after a week, Bridget got bored, and she went to her mother and she said, "Mom, did I draw on the wall? No. Did I draw on the floor?
No.
No. Did I draw on myself? No." Well, I didn't get into any trouble, and I need some coloring markers. All my friends have them. Mommy, there are coloring markers that smell. They have ones that smell like roses and lemons and oranges, and even ones that smell like cow plops. Mom, they have coloring markers that smell like anything you want. Mom, I need those coloring markers. Her mother went out and got 500 coloring markers that smelled. So how many does she have now?
100.
1,000?
Yeah.
1,000. Then Bridget went upstairs and she drew pictures. She drew lemons that smelled like lemons, and roses that smelled like roses, and oranges that smelled like oranges, and cow plops that smelled like cow plops. Her mother said, "Wow, my kid is an artist." So how does she feel about Bridget?
Good.
She's kind of proud of her, isn't she? But after about a week, Bridget got bored and she said, "Mom, did I draw on the floor? No. Did I draw on the walls? No. Did I draw on myself? No," said her mother. "Well, I need some new coloring markers. These are the best kind. All my friends have them. They are super indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later, coloring markers. I need them." So her mother went out and she got 500 super indelible, never come off to your dad, and maybe even later coloring markers, and Bridget took them and drew pictures for 3 weeks. She drew lemons that looked better than lemons, and roses that looked better than roses, and oranges that looked better than oranges, and sunsets that looked better than sunsets. And then she got bored. "I'm tired of drawing on the paper. I'm not going to draw on the walls. I'm not going to draw on the floor. I'm not going to draw on myself. But everybody knows it's okay to color your fingernails. Even my mother colors her fingernails." So Bridget took a purple marker, a purple super indelible, never come off to your dead, and maybe even later coloring marker, and she colored her thumbnail bright purple. And that was so pretty. She colored all her fingernails purple, black, and yellow, and that was so pretty. She colored her hands so pretty? She colored her face purple, green, and blue, and yellow. And that was so pretty, she colored her belly button blue. And that was so pretty, she colored herself all sorts of colors, almost entirely all over. And then Bridget looked in the mirror and she said, "What have I done? My mother is gonna kill me." So she ran into the bathroom and she washed her hands for half an hour. Nothing came off. Her hands still looked like mixed up rainbows. What's Mom gonna say?
I don't know.
Then she had a wonderful idea. She reached way down to the bottom of the coloring markers and she got a special coloring marker. It was the same color as she was. She took that marker and she colored herself all over until she was her regular color again. In fact, she looked even better than before. Almost too good to be true. And she went downstairs and her mother said, "Why, Bridget, you're looking really good today." "Right," said Bridget. And then her mother said, "It's time to wash your hands for dinner." Oh. Bridget was afraid that the special color would not stick to the colors underneath. So she said, "I already washed my hands."
That's true. She washed them
She did
for
wash
like a
them.
half hour.
But her mother smelled her hands and said, "Ah, no soap!" And she took Bridget into the bathroom and washed her hands and face. All the special color came off, and Bridget looked like mixed up rainbows. "Oh no," said her mother. "Bridget, did you color your hands with the coloring markers that wash off?" "No." "Bridget, did you color your hands with the coloring markers that smell?" "No." "Did you use the super indelible never come off to your dead and maybe even later coloring markers?" "Yes." "Yikes!" yelled her mother. She called the doctor and said, "Help, help, help! My daughter has colored herself with super indelible never come off to your dead and maybe even later coloring markers." "Oh dear. Sometimes they never come off," said the doctor. The doctor came over and gave Bridget a large orange pill. And she said, "Take this pill, wait 5 minutes, and then take a bath." So Bridget took the pill, waited 5 minutes, jumped into the bathtub. Her mother stood outside the door and yelled, "Is it working? Is it working?" "Yeah, everything's coming off." And Bridget was right. Everything had come off. And when Bridget walked out of the bathroom, she was invisible. "Oh no," yelled her mother. "You can't go to school if you're invisible. You can't go to college if you're invisible. You'll never get a job if you're invisible, Bridget. You wrecked your life." "Don't worry." She ran into the room, got the special colored marker, and colored herself entirely all over until you couldn't tell the difference. In fact, she looked even better than before. Almost too good to be true. But her mother said, "Bridget, you can't go through life like that. You're just a picture. Everyone will know there's something wrong." "No, they won't," said Bridget. "Yes, they will," said her mother. "No, they won't. I colored Daddy while he was taking a nap. You haven't noticed anything yet." "Good heavens!" And her mother ran into the living room and looked at Daddy. He looked even better than before. Almost too good to be true. "Doesn't he look great?" asked Bridget. "I couldn't even tell the difference," said her mother. "Why?" said Bridget. "And neither will he. Long as he doesn't get wet." I hope you enjoyed our story. I hope we get to read again soon, hopefully in person, but if not, maybe we can read another book together sometime. And have fun with your markers, but be careful. Don't get any of those super indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers, because you know what might happen. Love you guys. Bye-bye.